Okay, so we are going to learn serialization as well as deserialization in today's chapter. So first of all, what do you mean by serialization and what do you mean by deserialization? Any idea? Have you heard of this before? Any idea what do you mean by this? Tyagraj, you have any idea?
Yes, so usually in software, it will be representation. The data are represented in form of structures and pointers. So when we send the complete data to other program or other process, we
Okay.
have to we have to go inside on each and every structure, and we have to completely form a data in continuous bytes of data, and then we have to
Okay,
send.
so I don't know where, I mean, I could not understand what you're saying, but somewhere partially it was right. Okay, but no, but I could make out what you're trying to tell. Okay, so fine. So let me explain serialization and deserialization with respect to an example, analogy. Okay, so just say analogy in the chat box so that I'll give you an analogy. Just say analogy in the chat box. Okay, yeah, okay. So Tyagraj, do you play games?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, anyways, so I don't play games, but I know how it works. So, shall we take an example of a game?
yeah, yeah, sure.
So, assume, okay, so you are playing a game, okay, so you like to play some game. Okay, so what game can we play? So, assume that game contains, you traveling in a car, you are moving in a car, and you have to reach a destination, some destination. So, before reaching the destination, you have, there are several laps. Lap 1, lap 2, lap 3, lap 4, like that. There are several laps, and you will be also having a score after completing each lap. You will be basically having a score. Okay, and what else? Yeah, so the difficulty level will be increasing as you move on to the different laps and different stages. Is that okay, Tyagraj?
Yes, okay.
Yeah, okay. So now tell me what all data could be there, what all data would be there in this particular game. If suppose you are playing the game and you're scoring marks, I mean you're scoring you're having a good score, like each and every lap you're moving on, and what all data could be there?
So what is the current lap level
Okay, one second, let me write that. Okay, you could have lap level. Okay, lap level. Okay, then
and the current score
current score. Okay.
and the life? How many life do I have pending?
So what is that?
Life in the
Life.
sense.
Okay, like I understood. If suppose you'll get chances and you would
Hmm,
have, the chances left, isn't it? So the life.
yes.
Okay, then what else? Any other?
Uh,
Okay, fine. Let us
level.
have this for now. Okay, we'll also give the name of the player also. We'll also give the
Name.
name of the player and we'll have this. Okay. Now assume
Yeah.
that Tyagraj, you are playing this game. Okay, from past 1 hour. Okay, and
Okay.
you have reached the eighth lap. There are total 10 laps and you have reached the eighth lap, and you have done your lifetime highest score of say 850 points. You have got 850 points. That is the lifetime highest that you have got. Okay, and
Okay.
you have life of another two chances left. Okay, and your name is and your name is Jagannath, isn't it? Your name
Yeah.
is Jagannath. Okay, Jagannath. Right. So this is your thing. So you have been playing from 1.5 hour. You have been playing. Okay, so you
Hmm.
assume that you started by 11 o'clock. Okay, and till 12:30 you have been continuously playing, and you have put in a lot of effort and concentration, and you have a lot of focus while playing this game, right? So 12:30, Jagannath, your mother calls you to have lunch. Okay, no, that is a very strict timing, and you have to go and have your lunch. Okay, now if you don't go
Okay.
and have your lunch, your mother will come and hit you. There is a scenario, right? Your mother is a very very strict person, and she wants you to have your lunch on time. Okay, now in that
Okay.
case, you tell me, what will you do? Will you stop the game so that you decide to restart everything from first, or what will you do?
We will usually save the game,
Yeah,
save the
you.
current state.
Yeah, so basically, don't you think you'll do a pause? You'll currently pause the game,
Yes.
no?
Yeah.
A kind of, you do the pause. You don't. You will come back and later you'll start. So currently you will pause, isn't it?
Correct.
You don't start it from first. Okay, no, so you have
Okay.
already started. Okay, now you get into a pause state, and then you will have to restart that, isn't it? And then you will
Correct.
restart, and then once the game is over, then you can basically stop or whatever it is, isn't it? Right now.
Correct.
Okay, right. Now when we are pausing, basically, okay, what do you think as a software developer? Okay, what is that you would do when you're saying, when you pause, what is the meaning of it? What do you do actually when you say pause? How will you pause? So what happens as a, if you can think like a software developer, right? So what do you think, how can we actually do a pause?
We have to completely halt the program.
Okay, so we have a lot of data, no? We have 8 to 850, we have all this data, right? So how do we
Yes.
stop this? How do we pause it? Like, what will we do?
We have to save the data in some location, and we have to halt the
Yeah,
program.
yeah. So basically, you're trying to say that, let us have a file. Okay, let us have a file where I can actually, write all this data over there, isn't it?
Yes.
Isn't it? Say you'll say, I mean, before when you say pause, automatically all this data should be written as lap level 8, okay, score as 850, and life as two, and name as Jagannath, okay, name as Jagannath. So basically, you will write all this information on a particular file, isn't it? In a particular file.
Correct.
And then so that when you come and restart the game, your program should actually write, I mean, should read all these back and then continue with the I mean, continue with the game, isn't it?
Correct.
Assume that you have written this game code, you have written the code for this game, and you have chosen to follow this method. That is, when you do a pause, your program will actually try take all these, read it manually, and then you it will write it into a separate file. And once you do a restart, then again it will have to read all these things and all that. Okay, assume you have done that. Okay, and it is
Yeah.
a text file, it is a text file, correct? And
Correct.
then now, okay, so while write or reading a program or something, assume that you have done a mistake while reading a program, and you are while reading this file, right, back. Once you restart, when you're reading back this data, you did a mistake, correct? Now what will happen?
I won't get the exact state where I left
Exactly,
previously.
right? No, so when you did a pause, it was in a particular state, right? And you wrote
Yes.
that state onto the onto a file, okay? And when you want to restart the game, you will actually try to read this data back. While reading, you committed a mistake, something like some mistake you did, right? You could not
Yeah.
actually read back the right data, and then the whole game is going for a toss, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes or no, guys? What do you think?
Correct.
Others, hello, guys, what do you think? Right? No, right? Yeah. So this is one way where you can actually save this file, Jagannath. This is one way where you can actually code like this. Else, okay, the other way that Java provides is called as serialization. What is it? It is called as
Serialization.
serialization, where the state would be saved onto a file in a Java understandable binary format. We did not even bother about it. Okay, so Java gives us certain APIs where we can actually write it onto a file and we can read it. But how it does, we are really not bothered. That will take care of it, and that would be in the binary format. Okay, now completely. So, and Java guarantees that the exact state I can save it, and the exact state I can give it to you. That guarantee that Java will give you. Right. In that case, what will you do? Will you use serialization, or you will follow this method itself?
We'll use serialization.
Isn't it, my dear friends? Okay,
Yes.
so that is basically called as serialization. Okay, so serialization is nothing but making a fully blown object, an existing object, a object which is existing or which is running, to compressed format and putting into a file is called as serialization. And getting back that compressed object to again a running object or a fully blown object is basically called as deserialization. Guys, did you understand what I'm saying? I've given you a picture, like to show you how it looks. A fully blown umbrella, okay, and then when you put it down, it becomes a compressed umbrella, and compressed umbrella will now become a fully blown umbrella. Well, that is called as deserialization. Guys, did you understand that? Hello. Yes or no?
Yes.
Jagannath, did you understand? Okay, no.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
now generally, this is a very simple program when your program itself is writing that binary of that object into a file. Okay, but yes, when you go to larger and complex systems, you cannot use serialization and all that. You have to go with databases and use their own database APIs to save the data and all that. But for a very small program like this, a small state like this, we can go with the serialization. Is that okay? So I will
Okay.
show you how serialization can be done, okay, in Java, and it's a very easy topic, my dear friends. Very easy topic. You don't need to do anything. If it was a C program and all that, no, C program, you will have to do a lot of things to save in a file and get back, and you'll have to do a lot of binary mode input output. Whereas in Java, everything has been taken care by the APIs, and I will be explaining it to you. Is that okay? Right? Right. So having said that, okay. Now, so fine, Jagannath. I'll call Firasa. Thanks for being with me. Okay, so
Thank
Firasat,
you.
shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Firasat, can you open page number 208? Can you open page number 208?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you keep reading all those statements that I've written quickly?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Serialization refers to saving the
One
state,
second. One
instance,
second.
variable value.
Virasat, 1 second. Guys, everybody, others also can go through along with Firasat quickly. Huh.
Serialization refers to saving the state,
Hmm.
instance, variable values of an object in the heap to a local file in binary format.
Okay. Huh. Okay. From the heap,
Deserialization.
object would be on the heap, right? From heap, we are writing that binary format into the file. Is that okay? How to do? We'll see the code later. Next.
Deserialization refers to getting back the object on the heap from its serialized state.
Yeah, so we had done while doing serialization, the object was put in the compressed format on a file. Now, whatever was there, the compressed format in the file would be taken back and brought it back onto the heap during deserialization. Correct? Okay, 1 second. Guys, did you understand what is serialization and deserialization? Serialization is an object compressed into a binary format and stored onto a file, whereas deserialization is the reverse. From the file, we are making it into a fully blown object. Okay? Yeah, then.
To serialize an object, its class should implement serializable interface.
Hmm. So
Serializable is a marker interface.
exactly. So if I want to serialize any object, it has to be marked as serializable. Else your compiler will not allow you to do the serialization. That is an indication that I have to take certain steps for doing the serialization activity. Okay. Next.
If any superclass of a class is serializable, its subclass is automatically serializable,
Okay.
even
So it,
if it does not implement serializable.
okay. It means if I have class A, which is implementing serializable, and then if I have class B, which is inheriting from class A, then class B will automatically become serializable. Is that okay? Guys, is that okay? I'll repeat once again. If you have class A, if you have class A that has implemented serializable, and then I have class B that inherits from class A, then class B by default would have implemented serializable. Guys, is that okay? Firasa, did you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir, understood.
If I have a class A that has implemented a serializable interface, and if I take another class, class B, that inherits from class A, then class B would by default become serializable, even though it doesn't implement serializable. Is that okay? Right? Okay,
Okay.
next.
If an instance variable is a reference to another object, then make sure even the reference variable class should implement serializable.
Okay, we'll discuss that later. Next.
If you do not wish to make an object state
Okay, that
serializable,
also we'll
make
discuss less.
transient.
Transient. Okay, next.
File input stream and file output stream are examples for connection streams.
Okay, next.
Object input stream and object output stream are examples for chain streams.
Okay, cool. Next. Special note.
If the object has a non-serializable class,
Hmm.
somewhere up its inheritance tree, the constructor for that non-serializable class will run along with other constructors above that.
Okay, we'll discuss that also later. Okay. Now, first of all, Firasat, what do you mean by serialization? Once again.
Serialization is saving the current state, that is changing into byte codes.
Changing into.
First is saving the data,
You have
later
an object.
saving.
See, you have an object.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Yes,
This
sir.
is your object, isn't it? Where is
Yes,
this object present now? Where are
heap,
objects
sir.
present? It is present on the heap. When it is
Heap.
on the heap, it means this object is working, isn't it? Some activity is happening on
Yes,
this
sir.
object. Agree, disagree? Agree,
Yes, sir.
disagree here. When the object is on heap,
Agree, sir.
it means it is doing some work. Guys, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Guys, hello everyone in
Yes,
the
sir.
chat box. Please say in the chat box, yes or no? Right? Okay. Now I am going for having lunch. So what is it I have to do? I have to compress this. I have to compress
Yes,
this
sir.
and put that into a file, isn't it? I want to put that
Yes,
into a
sir.
file, correct? No. So who will do that job of putting this into a file? JVM will do it for us, isn't it?
JVM, yes, sir.
JVM will do it for us. And what is that process called as? What is this process called as? Converting this fully
Serialization.
blown object into a binary format and putting into a file. The binary format, what is it called as? This is called as serialization.
Serialization.
This is called as serialization. Okay. Now I
Yes,
came back from lunch. Okay, I came back from lunch.
yes,
Now what is that I want? Again, I want to make the object run, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes,
It
sir.
means the object which was there in the compressed format on the file, I will have to get that back onto the heap again. Correct? No? Okay, I want to
Yes,
bring that back onto the heap again, and I have to make it as a fully blown object once again. From this, I have to convert this back into an object once again, isn't it? So
yes.
what is this process called as? Converting from a compressed
Deserialization.
format into an again an object is called as, what is it? That is called as
Deserialization.
deserialization. It is called as deserialization. Is that okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, having said that, now listen to me. So in interview, they'll ask you this. It's a very mandatory question. What will happen? Okay, what will happen? What is the step that is taken by the JVM, okay, to convert from a compressed format onto a heap? If it wants to, I mean, convert compressed format, or it's a, binary format to a object, fully blown object, right? During deserialization, what will happen? Actually, what will happen is what it is asking. Okay, so did you see that I have given you over there 5 points? Guys, you see those 5 points over there? Don't worry if you don't understand
Yes,
now,
sir.
keep reading. After throughout the session, I'll be discussing this. Okay, so what will happen? You tell me.
Okay, sir.
During
The
deserialization, what will
object
happen?
the object is read from the stream.
It's stream in the sense file is basically a file. I mean, there is a class called as file stream. Okay, it's nothing but a series of bytes. Okay, series of bytes are
Okay.
basically called as a stream. So the object is read from the file. Okay, as a stream, it will be read. Okay, then what
Yes.
happens?
The JVM determines the object's class type. The
If the
class type
JVM, now 1 minute,
information.
1 minute. If the JVM wants to create an object out of this type, then the JVM first must know to which class that this object belongs to, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
If the JVM, guys, hello, if the JVM has to convert this into an object, first of all, it has to know from which class I have to create this object, isn't it?
Yes.
Firasat, yes, no?
Yes, sir.
If you know, you tell me
I'm
no, it's okay.
replying
I can
yes.
explain once again. Okay, no? So it
No,
has to,
sir,
if
I
I want to,
understood.
okay, cool. If I want to create an object, I have to first know which class. So JVM has to know. So it has to determine, right? So from where will it know
Yes, sir.
from which class it belongs to? Is because when you are doing the serialization, the information about this object will be stored in this file along with the binary format. The details about from which class it got serialized, everything would be given. Okay, so it will read
Okay,
that
sir.
and then only decide to create an object. So read that, complete that statement.
Okay. The class type information would be stored in the serialized object during serialization.
In the serialized object, no, it would be stored all those from which class it came, everything would be given over here. That metadata would be read by the JVM, and then it will take it as a, a useful information to create an object back. Okay. Now, next one.
Okay, sir. The JVM tries to find and load the object's class.
Hmm.
The
Next.
JVM would throw an exception and deserialization fails if the object's class is not found.
Yeah, if suppose that class is not there, that bytecode of that class is not there, correct? No, if suppose in our directory file, if it is not there, then the deserialization fail. It needs a class, no, to load it back. It needs a class file, right? So else it will fail. Okay, next one.
The new object is given space on the heap.
Hmm.
Please note the constructor of the deserialized object does not run.
Okay, now Firasat, you tell me. Okay, shall we call Jagannath? Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes.
Jagannath, you told me that the state, right? That is the score and life and all those things would be here, right? That would be
Yes.
stored on the file during the serialization process, correct?
Correct.
Now, from the serialized state, I'm getting back into the object state, correct? I'm getting into the real object state. So, when I'm creating an object, should the constructor run over here?
Yes, constructor has to run.
Think once again, should the constructor run? What will happen when the constructor runs? Tell me, Jagannath, what will happen when the constructor runs? When will the constructor run?
Okay, constructor runs, it will initialize the instance variable
Yeah, it means all the state would get reset, isn't it? Lokesh, very good. Nireksha, correct. Right? Don't you think so? Constructor of an object is getting called. What is there inside the constructor? Constructor is created when the object is created for the very first time. When the object takes birth for the very first time, and it will have the initial values, isn't it?
Yes, okay.
Agree, disagree?
Got it. Yes,
Hello guys,
agreed.
everyone in the chat box. Hello everyone. Okay, so when the object is getting created, this is a very important interview question, my dear friends. Okay, so when the object is being created on the heap for the very first time, then constructor will run and its initial state. You have played, so Jagannath, you have played certain amount of time, 1.5 hours. You have played the game. When you have played the game, that initial values whichever was there, no, the state would have been changed to 7 to 850 and all that, isn't it, Jagannath? Okay, and
Yes.
that is when you put that object into that file, right? That binary file, you put it over here. right? But
Correct.
now, okay, now what is it you want? You wanted the, you wanted the original object, or you wanted the serialized object to run from where you left?
Okay, if I understand correctly,
Hmm.
the class will always have a default constructor,
Hmm.
and
Correct.
if ever we had overridden constructor, then the overridden constructor also will be there
What is
in
overridden
the class.
constructor? Okay.
Like,
Okay, okay, no problem. I don't understand what is overridden constructor, but
okay, sorry, yeah, oh, okay. So in that case, if during deserialization process
hmm,
there has to be object allocated in the heap, then the values, the streams from the file has to be filled in the allocated object, right?
allocated object, yes, correct. However it was earlier, it would be brought back into the same mode. That's all.
Okay, so even then the constructor will be
Will
called,
not
right?
be
In order
called. No, it won't be called, because we are not creating a new object for the very first time. That is why you mark the class as serializable. When you mark the class as serializable, implementing serializable, there is a separate activity that takes care by the JVM. Okay, so this is the one who is actually been serialized. So I will not be able to do that. I will not call the constructor once again. It is actually coming back from the serialized state. So constructor will not run. So constructor will
okay,
not be called. That would
called,
be guaranteedly taken care by the JVM.
okay,
Guys, did you understand this? That is why I asked Firasat to read this. Hello, constructor will not be called when you're actually getting an object from a serialized state. That is, it shouldn't be. That is so obvious, isn't it? Okay, I don't want to
hmm.
reset the entire state. Okay, that will be guaranteed by the JVM for us. Hello, is that okay? Now imagine if you were doing all by yourself, you will have to take care of all these things, isn't it? It would have
Yes,
been very difficult. So that is why JVM does provides this serialization and deserialization. Even in Python, there is serialization and deserialization. Same concept. Is that okay?
okay,
Guys,
okay.
hello, did you understand what I'm saying? Okay, no, awesome. So Firasa, let's switch.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so what is the next one?
The object's instance variable are given values from the serialized state.
Okay.
The transient variables are given a value of null for object references and respective default values for primitives.
Okay, so fifth one we'll learn later. Okay. Now, so did you
Okay.
guys? Can you please observe the picture for serialization? So can you tell me what all are there here?
First, there's the object.
First is object. At the end, you have what?
At the end, we have a file, sir.
We have a
File dot.
file, correct? No. So object, first one is an object, so which has to be serialized, and that file will contain the serialized object, correct?
Yes, sir.
Object at the starting, you have an object at the starting, and the end you will have a file,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? You have a file. I am calling it as
Yes.
person.ser. I'm just giving ser as a serialized, as a you can give any binary what is that extension for it. I just put ser. Okay, so you have an ser file
Okay.
over here, isn't it? Now if I want to convert this object into an serialized state and put this into a file, then there are two things that I will have to take care. Okay, no. First one is
Okay.
I have to connect this object to an object output stream whose duty is to compress this object. It will do the compression of this. Okay, so what is the name of that class? What
A
is the name of
change
the class?
string. Object output string.
Output stream. Object output stream is a
Yes,
class
sir.
which will take care of the compression of that object right now. So what it does inside and all is completely abstraction. We are not sure what it actually does and all that. Okay, but only thing is it gets it in it it tells, it gives us the compressed format right now. That
Okay, sir.
compressed format of this object should be converted into binary format. Okay, no, it's a two-step process.
Okay, sir.
So that binary format is converted by whom, so that it can be stored. It would be made
File
ready to
output
be.
string.
It would be made ready in a format so that it could be stored onto a file. Okay, so for that, who will take care of it? File output
File
stream.
output
Okay,
string.
object output stream and file output stream, isn't it? Okay, no. So
Okay, sir.
to connect our file and your to chain this. So to chain our file as well as an object, we have this file output stream, which is basically called as either a connection stream. Okay, and we have this object output stream as your chain stream. Is that okay? This is the
Okay,
process.
sir.
Okay, so you don't worry about what is happening internally and all that. Only thing is, for us, our class will take care of all those details. You don't need to really bother about how it is doing, what it is doing, and all that. Only thing that we have to do is, in between, we need two classes to do this serialization activity and deserialization activity. Guys, is that okay? Guys, hello, is that okay? Hello, right? Now see the other diagram. If you can understand this picture, the rest of the class is easy. Okay, now see the next picture over there. What are the next?
Deserialization.
Deserialization. So what do you mean by deserialization?
Deserialization is converting the binary into the object.
Converting the
Serialization
serialized binary
object.
format
Yes, sir.
into your object, isn't
Into
it? Now see
object.
the arrow
Yes.
mark over there, the reverse arrow mark, right now. So for
Yes,
that
sir.
we have
Process
two
is
classes
starting
which will
from
do that.
file.
We'll do that. Okay, file input stream and object input stream. So these are two different classes we have which will help us do this activity. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Guys, hello. These are the three things. Can you please put that in the chat box, my dear friends? Okay, so for serialization, what are the classes? For serialization, what are the classes? Put that in the chat box. Can you please underline that or mark or do what something? So you understand that. Okay, serialization, two classes are there. What are they? Object output stream. Just say those two classes, object output stream and file output stream.
File
Okay.
output
And for
stream.
your, deserialization, it is object input, that is your file input stream and object input stream. Is that okay? Guys, is that okay? I want everyone to put that.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, shall we see how to do the coding for this?
Yes,
Shall
sir.
we see? Are you all ready? Just say ready, guys. If you're ready, just say ready. So we'll see how to do the coding for this. Okay. It's not very big coding and all. It's very simple because Java has taken care of this completely. Okay. Now, okay, start ma. Firasit,
Yes.
the first program.
Okay. Class person implements serializable.
Okay. So if you know that we are going to serialize the object of the class person, therefore person has to implement serializable, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? I've told you that in the first line. What is one, two, three,
Yes,
three
yes,
line?
sir.
Did you see the third point? Can you read the third point?
To
Read the third
serialize
point.
an object, its class should implement serializable interface.
Okay. Okay. Serializable
Yes,
is a
sir.
marker interface. By the way, what do you mean by a marker
Marker.
interface, Firasat?
Clonable interface, sir.
Huh? Marker interface is a clonable
Mark.
interface. Clonable interface is also a marker interface.
It's also called as marker
Ah,
interface.
so what do you mean by marker interface?
Just to tell that something special is
That's
happening.
all. So marker interfaces are those interfaces which has nothing to be implemented. We have nothing to be implemented. That's all. Okay. Normal
Yes, sir.
interfaces, you will have some method to be overridden, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Normal interfaces will have a method that we abstract method that has to be implemented. Whereas for marker interface, it is only to mark a class. That's all. It has nothing to do with implementation and all that. We don't need to override any method. There is no method to be overridden from a marker class. Guys, is that okay? I've
Yes,
told
sir.
you this when I was discussing clonable. Hello, yes or no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now continue. So that person class has what? It has a string name. It has an int ID. It has a
Int
construct.
ID.
Okay, and then it has a method get name and it has a method get ID, isn't it?
Get ID. Yes, sir.
Okay, now get into the serialization test one. What is that? How many person am I creating? How many people am I creating?
Three people, 3 persons, sir.
Guys, put that
Subhash,
in the chat
Sumesh,
box.
and
How
Raj.
many people am I creating? Put that in the chat box. How many people am I creating in the main method? There are three people. So what are those people, Firasat?
Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh.
Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh are the three people whom I am actually creating, isn't it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, okay, get into the try block. What is there?
There is a file output stream, F output,
Hmm. So I am creating an
uh,
object of the file output
object of file
stream.
output
Yeah,
stream. Yes,
object
sir.
of a file output stream. And while creating that object of an output stream, what am I connecting that with? What am I connecting that with?
Person
Person dot ser. Did you see that?
dot
Person dot
ser.
ser.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you
Yes,
have to
sir.
match that with the diagram that is there on page number 208, right? That file person dot ser is now connected with file output stream. Did you see that?
Yes, yes, sir.
Guys,
Connected.
try to match that with the diagram that is there on 208. Okay, so person.ser is a file which is there in your current directory. That one is being connected with the file output stream. You are saying file output stream to write all the binary into the file person.ser. We have to tell the file
Yes,
output
sir.
stream which is the file where we have to put the serialized state. Isn't it, my dear
Okay.
friends? Hello, isn't it? I have to tell the file output stream no to which file we have to put all the serialized data. So for that, I have to say person.ser there. Okay, right? Next one.
Okay, sir.
Next, what happens?
Next, we are creating an object O output of type object
Object
output
output
stream
stream and
and
connecting
connecting it
file
to
output stream with that, isn't it?
output. Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Okay, no.
Yes, sir.
So now see that compare that with the diagram which is there in the page number 208. Try to compare that in the
Yes,
page
sir.
number 208. Are you able to
Yes, sir.
connect?
Connected.
Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
So file is connected to file output stream, and file output stream is connected to object output stream.
Object output stream.
Yeah. So now to that object output stream, what is that I have to do? I have to dump the, I mean, in Python, they call it as dump. Okay. Here also you can use it. Now,
Okay.
generally programmers use it as for serialization. Serialization, we normally say dump. Okay. So what will happen? See
Okay,
there in the
sir.
next line, o output
O
dot
output dot write object.
o output dot write object. So write object is a
Subash.
built-in method of the class object output stream. So using that object of object output stream, I am dumping Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh into that file. Is that okay, guys?
Okay, sir.
So the rest will be taken care by the JVM. We don't need to bother about how it is getting dumping and all those things. Our duty is just to call the method write object, and that will do the necessary details for you. Is that okay? Hello, guys. Did you observe that? Yes or no? So
Yes,
now
sir.
by
Yes, sir.
just by doing that, the objects are serialized. Okay, I don't want to bother about anything else. Okay, now Firasat, is that okay?
Okay, sir.
I've done the serialization. Did you see? Serialization is very simple. Java does that for us. We don't need to really bother about how it is doing and all that. We just connected the file with the file output stream, and that connection stream got connected with the object output stream. And for that object output stream, we dumped our objects using write object, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Guys, yes or no? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Hello, 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 guys. Put that in the chat box. No, you're understanding, not understanding. What is that? Okay, fine. What is the next thing that we have to do now? Tell me. Serialization is done. What to do
Sir,
now?
deserialization.
We have to do the deserialization, isn't it?
Yes,
Firasat.
sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but okay, how do we know whether the object has been serialized or deserialized? How do we know? How do we know whether
Uh,
this object got serialized, okay, and then it became again a deserialized? How do we know?
the object will be changed into binary codes later
Correct. How
and
do we know that?
it
But
will.
we cannot see the binary and all those things and we'll understand. No. So what we'll do
Yes,
is listen to me. You know what I am doing in this program? Once I am writing the data of these objects into this file, I am making those objects as null. See there? Subhash is equal to null,
sir.
Sumesh is equal to null, Rajesh is equal to null. Did you see that?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Guys,
sir.
did you observe that? I am making all the objects as null, 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 null. I am making it. Did you see that? Yes or no? And now, then what I will do, I will again do serialization and store it back into this Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh, just to see whether did I get back my original value. Is that okay? Is that okay, guys?
Okay, sir.
Hello, did you understand why I'm doing that? Okay, I'm just making it as null. I will read it back and print and see whether I got back the original data, isn't it? Okay, so what was my original name of the objects of Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh was? Name was, did you see Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh, isn't it?
Yes,
Earlier to
sir.
serialization, the state was while creating an object. What was the name, yeah? Firasat, before doing
Subhash,
serialization, what was the
Subhash,
name of
Sumesh,
the
and
objects?
Rajesh.
See there in the
Subhash,
constructor,
Sumesh, and Rajesh.
I'm passing two parameters. Subhash comma 18, Sumesh comma 19, and Rajesh comma 20. Did you see that?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, no. So the state was Subhash 18, Sumesh 19, and Rajesh 22. So I was passing these states. So that got serialized over here.
Yes,
And now I'm making the objects
yes,
as
sir.
null. And then again I'll get back the. I mean, I'll do the deserialization, and I will print and see whether I got back the same value or not, same state or not. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
fine. Now come back. So how do we do deserialization now? So I have to
Uh,
connect the file person.ser with which inputs, which class? File input stream.
file input stream.
And that
Yes,
file
sir.
input stream has to be connected with object input stream.
Object
Isn't
input
it?
stream.
Yes or no?
Okay, sir.
Compare these two lines with the guys. Are you there with me? Are you there with me? Are you able to see? Okay, file input stream I'm connecting to person.ser, and that file input stream is again been connected with the that is object input stream. Compare that with the diagram which is there on page number 209. Compare that with the diagram that is there on page 209 on the top. Hello, okay?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Now what is the, how do I do deserialization? To do the deserialization, we have an method called as read object.
Yes, sir.
Guys, did you see? With respect to object input stream, I am calling read object. Okay, no? Now where am I storing it?
Object output input stream, sir.
Correct, yeah. The reading, where am I storing it?
Uh,
O input dot read object, O input dot read object, O input dot, I'm reading it 3 times. No, after reading, where am I storing it,
Yes,
Firas?
sir. Storing it back into object 1, 2, and
Object 2
3.
and 3, isn't it? So I'm
Yes,
storing
sir.
it in 1, 2, and 3. But what is the data type of 1,
Yes,
2,
sir.
and 3?
They are of object types, sir.
They are of type object, isn't it?
Yes,
Correct?
sir.
But what we need Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh, isn't it? I mean, we need
Yes, sir.
Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh is a what type?
Person types, sir.
Person type. So that is why I'm doing a typecasting over there and putting
Typecasting.
back into
Yes,
Subhash,
sir.
Sumesh, and Rajesh. Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you understood or not? Yeah.
Understood, sir.
Okay. 1 minute. See here. We have this object. Correct? We have one object. Assume. Okay. So Gayatri, thank you. 1 second. Okay, we have this object. Okay. Now, if I want to serialize this object, tell me which method I have to use. What is the method for serialization? Guys, tell me the method for serialization.
Object output stream, file output stream, and file.
Tell me the method I'm saying. Tell me the method. Method name. You know what do you mean by method?
Right up. Yes, sir.
It is
Right object method, sir.
right object method, correct? Right object, and I have to give that obj object over here, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now this will do the writing. Okay. Now this method belongs to which class?
Right object method belongs to right object class, sir.
Object class.
Oh, object output stream class.
This one belongs to object output stream, isn't it?
Yes,
Object
sir.
output stream. I have given you, guys. Yes or no? Yeah, guys, is that okay?
Yes,
It
sir.
belongs to object output stream. Hello, is it complicated? Yeah, it's so simple. Okay. Now, if
Yes,
suppose
sir.
okay, from the I want to do so this has been into a file. Okay. Now from the file I want to get back the object. In that case, what is the activity we have
Read
to do?
object method.
Serialization we have to do, isn't
Use
it?
the read object method. Yes, sir.
Deserialization has to be done. So for deserialization, what is that I have to do? I have, what is the method? Read
Read
object.
object method.
Read object. Okay. And when I do the read object, this method belongs to which class?
Object input stream
Object
class, sir.
input stream, isn't it? Object input
Yes,
stream.
sir.
Hello, isn't it? Okay. Now, so when read object is returning, what object will it return? It will return an object of what type? Object type, correct?
Object type.
But
Yes,
we have to convert that into our own object type. So for that, we'll have to do the typecasting. Did you understand?
typecasting. Yes, sir.
Now you see I'm printing Subhash.getName, Sumesh.getName, and Rajesh.getName, and see the output. I'll get Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh exactly.
Yes, sir.
Is that okay? So I
Okay,
have
sir.
done my serialization and I've got back my serialized object also after doing the deserialization. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Guys, is that okay? Just put them in the chat box, no? Is that okay? Quickly. Yeah. Okay. So having said that, shall we go to the next program?
Yes, sir.
Shall we go to the next program, my dear friends? Okay. Now, okay. Now, what will happen? Okay. What will happen? Okay. If I have an object, okay, I have an object. This is an object. Assume this is an object. Okay. And inside this, guys, listen. Inside, okay. Inside this, there is one more object. Okay. Let me call Jagannath. You're there?
Yes, I'm here.
So assume, okay, so this is one obj.
Okay.
This is obj1.
Okay.
As part of this obj1, there is one more obj. Inside this, there is one more obj2.
Okay.
It means obj2 is one of the state of obj1. Understood?
Yes.
Guys, others, did you
OBJ1
understand?
extends. Yeah.
No. obj1 doesn't extend obj2. No, not like that. Okay. Let me write. Class vehicle. Class vehicle is there. Okay. And then inside this, the state is engine E.
Okay.
Composition,
Okay,
not inheritance. Composition.
Composition. Okay.
Class engine is there. Class, this is some other class. It means now when I create an object of vehicle type, vehicle V is equal to new vehicle I'm writing. Okay, no. Now what does it mean? V is an object. V is an object, isn't it?
Object.
Now
yes.
V will have inside one more object E.
E, yes.
Which will have another state called as int A and all that, correct?
Correct.
Guys, 1 second, Jagannath. So guys, are you understanding what I'm saying? An object which will have another object as its state, isn't it? which will have some other state and all that, isn't it? Did you understand that? Okay, so Jagannath, the question is that if you are trying to serialize the object V, then what will happen? Do you think the state of this E will be saved somewhere?
Sure.
It has to be it has to be saved. It has to be also serialized.
Hello, who is talking? Uh, Harinath, can you please mute yourself, Harinath?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah. So tell me here. Okay, guys, are you understanding what I'm saying? What I'm saying is you have an object V, okay, and I'm trying to serialize object V, but itself it has one more, object E, correct? And who knows, inside this E there can be some other object, okay, some other object also, object, what is that? Engine, what do you call engine? Any other object is there inside engine?
Petrol engine, diesel engine.
No, okay. Okay, right. No, that will become inheritance. Okay, we have some other engine called as, we'll have some other, we'll call it as sample C, something like this. So again, inside this, there is an object. Guys, are you understanding? Okay. So the question is, once you are trying to serialize, if you are trying to save the state of this vehicle, okay, then does this engine's state also will get saved? If then engine is also having one more state, will that get saved? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying?
Yes.
Guys, are you understanding what I'm trying to tell you? Okay, an object which has composition, one more object, that object internally has one more object, right? In that case, when you're saving the state of vehicle object, what will happen to this, isn't it? So now it again depends on the programmer. Now you can decide whether engine has to be saved, or it's whether even engine has to be serialized or not. Okay, so even if engine has to be serialized, then the engine class must also implement serializable.
Seriously.
Guys, did you understand what I'm saying? Hello.
Yes.
Jagannath, you understood what I'm saying?
Yes, understood. Yeah.
Guys, are you understanding what I'm saying, guys? Okay. So you have an object which will have another object inside this, which will have one more object as its state. So when you are serializing, if you want all the states, all the objects state to be serialized, then every object has, every class of that particular object has to implement serializable, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. So Jagannath, ask me, what if I don't implement serializable?
Yes, if we don't implement serializable on engine E, then I think engine E will not.
Okay, so that we will see later in the next page. It is there. Okay, none.
Okay.
But I want that question to be for you in the mind for now. Is that okay?
Okay.
Guys, is that okay? Everyone okay? Shall we proceed now? Okay. Shekhar, can you please unmute yourself and talk to me?
Yeah, hi sir.
Yeah, Shekhar.
Yes, sir. While deserializing, we said like object one equal to o input dot read object for all object two equal to same o input dot read object. Like how will come to like one object will getting the
you don't
object.
need to worry at all. You really don't need to worry at all. If suppose a class vehicle is there, assume a class vehicle is there, and as part of vehicle there is engine. Okay, no? So you are serializing what? Engine or vehicle? Vehicle, right? So when you're serializing and when you're deserializing, right, you will get back, that would be taken care by the JVM for you. Don't need to really bother about it. It will get back in the same state how it was when you did the serialization.
No sir, but we are assigning to the same, but it should be assigned to the same class object, no?
Yes, correct. It will be assigned to the same class object only.
So in code, if you come down, we written like Subhash equal to we casted it to person and said one.
Correct.
Yeah, but in one we written it serially, so
Very
we'll come to
simple.
know like.
Give me hardly 1 minute. The next program we are doing what we are telling now, you will get back the answer. Is that okay?
Okay.
The code is there in front of your eyes only. We'll see that.
Okay.
Okay. Chalo. So Firasat, come back, no? Firasat?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Firasat. So can you please read that?
Yes, sir. Class person implement serializable. String
Class
name.
person implement serializable. Okay.
We have a string name. We have an integer ID. Later we are creating.
One second. What is it?
Okay, sir.
Your string name. Yeah. Okay. Got it. String name. You have int ID. I is E is equal to new eyes. Did you see that, guys? Now
New
we
eyes.
have another object. Hello.
Yes,
Person
sir.
has one more object. Did you see that? This is person.
Yes, sir.
This is person object. Inside this, we are pointing to one eyes, isn't it?
I object. Yes,
It's
sir.
having an eyes object. Okay, fine. Then
Uh, then
we have person
person string,
constructor.
yeah.
We have get name
Constructor.
method.
Yes, sir.
We have a get
Get
ID.
ID
We are
method.
saying get I.
Get I.
Quickly, you should be very
Later
fast.
there is class I. I implement serializable.
So we are
In
creating
that
an.
we have
Hold on. So we have this eyes
okay.
as part of person, no?
Yes, sir.
So eyes is a class, right? So we must have a class somewhere, no?
Yes, sir.
So class size has been defined there. Did you see that? And
Yes,
because I
sir.
want even eyes to be, serialized, I'm saying that class eyes implement serializable. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
So now see what is there inside class.
Inside class, we have integer size. We have a constructor. We are calling change size and get size method.
We are not
We have,
calling. We are having a method
we have
change size and we have a method get size, isn't
get
it?
size. Yes, sir.
Guys, till here okay? Guys, till here is it okay? Hello, till here you are okay with everyone okay? We have a class which has an object within that. Okay, that is object within another object. Okay, now okay. Now what are we doing? How many people are we creating? How many person object are we creating, Firasat?
Three person objects, sir.
And what is the state that we are passing to that?
Uh, we are passing Subhash 18, Sumesh 19, and Rajesh 20.
Yeah, so totally three people are there, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, right. And when we are creating it, what happens is first this eyes constructor will get called. Okay, we'll see that later. Okay, then we'll see the output. Can you see the output first of all? What is happening? Is there any output?
Yes, sir.
1 minute.
Yes, output,
Okay.
sir. In page number 213.
Okay, no problem. Okay, then what happens first? Then tell me. Then tell me what happens.
Later, after creating the object,
Okay,
after
cool,
creating
cool.
the
So,
object,
okay, cool. Firasat, now you answer me this
yes,
question,
sir.
Firasat. By creating
Okay, sir.
Subash, Sumesh, and Rajesh, that's all. First three lines.
Okay, sir.
Okay, what is the size of the eyes of Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh? What is the size of the eyes?
Um, zero.
What is the size of the eyes? For the eyes class, there is one size. So what will be the size of
Six,
that?
sir.
Huh?
Size equals to 6.
It will be six,
6.
no? Tell me how it will
Yes,
work.
sir.
First, Subhash object would be
Uh,
created. To create Subhash
yes, sir.
object, okay, there is something called as eyes. E is equal to new eyes, isn't it? So
Yes,
eyes
sir.
constructor will get called first. When the eyes constructor gets called, the size will be put to 6, correct? No, the 6 value would be
Yes,
initialized. I mean, the eyes would be, the size would be initialized with 6, isn't it?
yes, sir.
Guys, everybody understood or not? Is it complicated? Yeah, it is.
Understood.
It requires a little bit of, if you're done class and objects, it will be easy. Understanding? Okay, right? So now Subhash eyes is 6, Sumesh size is 6, and Rajesh eyes is 6. Agree? You got what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? Okay, now next what
Yes,
happens
sir.
now? Now I am changing the size of these eyes belonging to Subhash, correct? No?
Yes, sir. Subhash dot
Now
e
first
dot
read
change
that.
size.
Subhash is what?
Subhash is an object of type
Object.
person.
Hold on. Subhash is an object of type person, correct?
Yes,
Dot
yes, sir.
E means what? What dot E means what? I am trying to access the object E belonging to Subhash class, correct?
Yes, sir.
Subhash is having one object,
Another object.
another object which is their part of the person class, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Yeah, guys, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Subhash is an object. Within that Subhash, there is an eyes object. For that eyes, I'm calling the change size method, isn't it? Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
the change size means what will happen?
In change size, we are incrementing the size, sir.
So, what will that size become?
7, sir.
So, Sumesh size will become 7. Rajesh size also will become 7, isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Guys, yes or no? Hello, everyone. Everything will become 7, 7, 7. No, correct? No, just guys, please respond. No, else I'll not know, right? So Subhash now, okay. Then system dot println. Now tell me what is the output now? Subhash dot e dot
7.
get size. Sumesh dot e dot get size. Rajesh dot e dot get size. What will be the output?
The output will be 7, 7, 7, sir.
7, 7, 7. Turn the page and see the output. Turn the page and see the output. 7, 7, 7. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Is
It's
that
okay.
okay now?
Okay, sir.
Okay, cool. Now
Yes.
come to the next page now. Come to the next page. Okay, so
In the
now
next
we have
page,
three objects. Now in 1 minute, we have three objects: Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh.
Sumesh.
And these
Yes.
objects will have one more object called as E. correct? No, of type ice.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And even I want that also to be serialized, and therefore I have implemented serializable for ice class, correct?
Yes, correct, sir.
Correct. No, fine. Next, continue. What will happen now?
We are doing serialization, sir, in a try block.
Hmm.
We created f output of file output stream,
Hmm.
and we are connecting it to person.txt.
Okay.
Later, we have created o output of object output stream, and we are connecting it to f output
Hmm.
file output stream.
Okay.
Later, we are using the write object method
Hmm.
for Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh.
Okay. So we have done the
In
serialization, isn't it?
serialization.
We have
Yes,
dumped
sir.
3 objects onto the serializing file, correct? No, person.txt or
Yes,
whatever it is. We
correct,
have
sir.
dumped the objects over there, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then what I'm serialization is done. Then what will happen?
Yes. Then we made Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh into null.
Subhash, Rajesh, Sumesh, and Rajesh is equal to null. So that I want to get back the original state, and then I'll have to check. Okay. Next, what happens?
Yes, yes, sir. Next, we are doing the deserialization.
Okay.
In that, we created F input of file input stream, and we
Huh.
connected it to person.txt.
Okay.
Later, we created O input of object input stream and connected it to F input
Okay.
file input stream.
Okay.
Here we have 3 objects, 1, 2, and 3. We are doing a read object method and storing it into 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
Later, we are typecasting the objects 1, 2, 3 into person and storing them into Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh.
Okay. 1 second. Hold on. What if I do not typecast it? What would happen? What if I wouldn't have typecasted that to person, person, person? If I
Compile time.
compile time error, very good. Why? Because you are trying to store an object type
An
into a
object
person
type
type,
into. Yes, yes,
isn't it?
sir.
But if it was person to object, it would have worked. Correct? No.
Yes, sir.
From
Yes,
person
sir.
to object, it would have worked. But from object to person, it is wrong. It will not work. Correct? That is wrong. So that is the reason to avoid the compile time error. I am actually typecasting it to person, 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 isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Compiler will not give us any kind of error and it will proceed. So the JVM knows what is there in 1, 2, and 3. It will put exactly into Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh. Okay, next what happens?
Yes.
Then the
Next,
deserialization.
we are
But now
printing.
I want to get back those names and see whether I've got back what was there earlier. Correct? No?
Yes, correct, sir.
Before serialization, I had some data. No? So I want to see after
Yes, sir. Correct.
serialization if I got back the real data or not. So let us see now. Now see. Subhash
Okay,
dot
sir.
get name,
System
Sumesh dot
dot.
get name, Rajesh dot get name. I'm getting the same output. Subhash dot get ID,
Yes,
Sumesh
sir.
dot get ID, Rajesh dot get ID. I'm getting the same output, and even the i's value also I'm getting 777. Yes or no?
Yes,
So this
correct,
is
sir.
how I've done
Correct.
my serialization. It means this program is showing that okay, the object within an object which got serialized is also serialized, and I'm getting back the original data after deserialization. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Guys, did you understand?
Okay, sir.
Now we will talk to Shekhar. So Shekhar, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Shekhar, tell me.
Yes, sir. Now I serialized here 3 objects, Subhash, Somesh, and these 3 objects.
Okay.
But for my requirement is like just now I want to deserialize the third object.
Deserialize the third object.
Yeah, only one object I need to deserialize it.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, but which object will be deserialized? How will come to I will come to know.
No, that is difficult. You'll have to fetch that in that way which I've done only. You have to take it. Now we have
Yeah,
done, no, the third one you have got it, Rajesh. You got, no, the
yeah,
way we
but
have taken only will get.
yeah, but I want only third object to deserialize because for now I don't want
This method
another.
will not work. No, this method will not work. We'll have to do some extra manual work there.
Okay, so it
So
will store in a serial order. So
It
with
is,
the
it is
serial
exactly,
deserial.
yes, yes, yes. It will be in the same order.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Exactly in the
That's
same
it.
order. Yes.
Okay.
so the order and how the data are serialized is up to the programmer. The programmer has to take care, and
We have to
the
take
same as to.
exactly, yes. That is what is proven in this program too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Shekhar, is that okay?
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay. Right. So we'll go to the next one. Before getting into the next one, okay. So Firasat, can you read the last third statement in page number 208?
A third statement, sir.
Yes.
The
Last
JVM tries to.
last third statement.
Yes, sir. The JVM tries to find and load the object class.
Not there here, from the on the top before that special note, from their third statement.
If you do not wish to make an object's state serializable, make it transient.
It means I don't want the eyes to be serialized. I don't want, okay, I don't want the object to be serialized, right? Now, in that case, what is that? One second, Niveta is asking, sir, what is that print stack trace? Where print stack trace? Niveta, you were not there in my exception handling class, Niveta? Niveta, you are there in my exception handling class? Niveta, unmute yourself, no? Niveta, unmute yourself. Niveta, quickly, no, please. We are, sir, people are. It is difficult to explain you, Niveta, over the chat like that. So if you want, I'll explain you. If you can unmute yourself, I'll explain you. Print stack trace, if there is any kind of runtime error that happens, listen to me, Niveta, okay? So when there is a runtime error that happens, okay, and if the, I think it is in your where is it, it is in your catch block, no? Okay, so from where it happened, so all the methods that was called before happening, before this exception happening, no, all those methods would be given in line. I think guys, have I explained this to you guys? In exception handling, it is there. Go to, can you tell me page number? Page number. Go to 184. Go to 184. Go to 184, and you can see that ex.print stack trace. You can, the entire stacks that were created before the exception occurred, everything would get printed. It will show you from where to where it was, before generating the exception. Okay, what all had happened, everything would be shown. Page number 184. Okay, so I walk more, then I talk more was there before that, then I eat more was there, and finally main. So it will show you from where all exceptions occurred. Is that okay, Niveta? It'll print the stack trace completely, Niveta. Niveta, is that okay? Right? Okay, right. So we were in page number, what were we discussing? Yeah, so if suppose we don't want any object to be, yeah, okay. So if we don't want any kind of object to be serialized, like if I don't want eyes to be serialized, then I can make the eyes as transient. Okay, so see page number 213, the third program, I have made that eyes as a transient. Guys, did you observe that? I have made that as transient. Transient is a keyword in Java. Did you observe that transient, my dear friends? Guys, hello, did you observe the
Yes,
transient?
sir.
Hello everyone, transient, right? So what does a transient mean? Transient means that don't serialize this. Okay, don't serialize this. So if I don't serialize, after deserialization, what is that I'll get back? Okay, so Jagannath, can you please unmute yourself? Jagannath, unmute yourself.
Yes.
In the previous example, we had person class, isn't it?
Yes.
And in that person object, we had this eyes object, isn't it?
Correct.
And that eyes was also serialized, isn't it?
Yes.
And when we serialize the person object, okay, that is Subhash, Sumesh, or Rajesh, or whatever it is, even the eyes object got serialized, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So when the eyes object got serialized, what is the meaning of that? That the state,
Even even the state of entire object as well as the is object will get serialized.
will get serialized, okay? And
Yes.
that also means when we are deserializing, the serialized state of eyes, that was 7, will get back. Size
Yes.
initial value was 6, we changed it to
6.
7, and then that 7 was was saved, correct? And
Correct.
during our deserialization, okay, we got back that 7 to eyes, isn't it? Now,
Correct.
in this program, I am saying I don't want the state of eyes to be serialized. Okay, so that is the reason. How do I tell that not to serialize it? I use a keyword as transient, isn't it?
Yes. Transient.
I say transient. When I say transient, the JVM knows that, okay, this is the object for which I should not do any kind of deserialization, isn't it? I mean, sorry,
Yes.
serialization. I'm not doing any kind of serialization. I'm not saving the object state and all that, correct? Now, if that is the case, then I do the deserialization of the main object. What will be present in the eyes object is my question. Did you understand the question, guys? Hello, guys, did you understand the question, what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hello, guys,
Understood.
did you understand what I'm saying? In the previous example, when I serialized the person object, okay, eyes also got saved, and I, while deserialization, eyes got back its original state. Now what I am saying is that I am saying the JVM boss don't serialize the state of eyes. Okay, I want only the state of person to be serialized, and in that person state, if there is a object reference eyes, don't make it as serialization. Just ignore it. Right now, in that case, when I deserialize person, then what would be there filled in eyes is my question. Got it?
Yes, got it.
This is the question. So go to page number. Go to page number. Okay. Um, 1 minute. Page number 208, fifth point. 208, fifth point. So can you please read it out? Jagannath,
Yes.
can you read it out?
From fifth point. Okay, the object instance variable are given values from the serialized state.
Hold on. 1 second. Reread that line.
The object's instance variables are given values from the serialized state.
Okay. Next line.
The transient values are given a value of
Transient variable.
null.
The
Yes, the transient variables are given a value of null for the object.
references and
References and object references
default
and respective default values for primitives. Yes.
Is that okay now? So if
Okay.
there is a transient when you're deserializing, if you're deserializing, then the object references will get the value of null. Okay, no. So now ice is an object reference or a primitive type.
Ice is an object reference.
Therefore, we must get null, and that is what we are getting. If you can see the output, page number 215. Is that okay?
Okay. Okay.
Guys, is that okay, guys? Follow. So if you had made an integer as a transient, then you would have got a 0 value to it. Is that okay?
Okay.
Right. So Jagannath, what happens in the next program 215?
Okay, in 215
You remember I asked you something to remember?
Yes, you asked me to say if I didn't give serializable.
Yeah. So if I did not make eyes as serializable, what will happen?
Serializable.
And then
Yes.
I'm trying to serialize the person object. I am trying to serialize person object which is containing an object reference
Object called
which is not serialized. You got what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
In page number second program, if you go back to the second program, I have a person class which has an object eyes, and that eyes has implemented serializable. That is why it is working, isn't it?
Correct.
Whereas now you see in fourth, I am using a person class. I have a person class, and that person class is also having an eyes object, but the eyes is not implementing serializable. Did you notice it?
Correct. We didn't implement serializable.
Now see the output.
Runtime exception.
Yeah.
Be generated. Yes.
Be generated. Is that okay? It is confused. JVM is confused. What to do? Because you are not implemented serial, I will not be able to do anything. I don't know. Or else tell me transient, so that I will not worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now we have an interesting program, fifth one, very interesting. Okay. So can you please, I'll give you 20 seconds time. Quickly go through that code, my dear friends. Fifth one. I'm giving you 20 seconds time. Quickly go through that code. Shall we go through that?
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah.
So Jagannath, can you quickly go through that?
Yes. So we have a class person which implements serializable.
Okay.
Inside that we have class ice. We create object for ice.
Okay.
E. And we have a class ice inside which we have constructor.
Class ice is implementing serializable.
Yes, implement serializable, and we have constructor inside that.
Okay, right. Okay.
And we print is constructor called inside the constructor.
What is that? What is that? What is that?
We println is constructor.
Is constructor called we are printing. Okay,
then we have class serializable test for launcher class.
Okay.
Inside that we have main method. We create person as Subhash and age as 18.
Okay. Okay. So what will happen when I'm creating that object of person class? Subhash, what will happen? What should happen?
Inside, then the person class constructor will get called.
Okay.
And yes, then we'll have assigned the names. Yes.
So what should be the output?
Person class output constructor called is println we have given inside the person class constructor.
See the output, actual output, page number 219.
Is constructor called.
Yeah. And then only constructor called is there. Did you see that?
Yes.
Is constructor called, is constructor called, is constructor called, constructor called. What does it mean?
Because we call new before that.
Because for the class person, we have this iz is equal to new is, right? So that is a state of the person, right? So first that constructor has to be called and only then the constructor would be called. That is the reason. That is why I specifically wrote this code to make you understand which constructor would be called first. Is that okay?
Okay. Okay.
Guys, is that okay? Anusha, see there which, Anusha, can you unmute yourself, Anusha? Don't say I cannot. Anusha, unmute now.
Yes, sir.
Anusha, now in that page number 217, okay, so we are, okay, page number, okay, 217, person is made up of what state, ma? How many states? What is it made up of? Tell me. Person is made up of what? Name, ID, and eyes, no?
Yes, sir.
Correct, no?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we are creating this, so in that eyes, are we saying eyes is equal to new eyes?
Yes, sir.
Correct, no? So, can a person be there without eyes?
No, sir.
No, right? So, first that eyes has to be constructed and then the person will be constructed, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
That is why that eyes constructor first will be called because it is a state and then the person constructor would be called.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
That is the meaning of it. That is why eyes constructor called and then constructor called.
Okay,
Is that
sir.
okay?
Yes,
That
sir.
is the output. I did not write. That is the output which is generated by Java. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Jagannath, shall we continue?
Yes, we shall continue.
Okay. So we have created 3 objects. So by the
Three
time
objects, Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh. Yes.
Yeah. So by the time we completed 3 objects, we got the output as is constructor called for Subhash, is constructor called
for Sumesh, and is constructor called and constructor called for Rajesh.
Yes, correct. Next, what happens?
Next, we create a file output stream object. Then the file to be contained is person.txt.
Okay, so we are basically serializing it, correct?
Yes, serialization is, yes.
Okay,
then we call object, we create object output stream. Then we write object Subhash.
That's what.
First,
so we have done the serialization, right? Object, right?
Yes,
object,
we have done the serialization, correct.
Okay, now come to the next part.
Then we assign Subhash equal to null, Sumesh equal to null, Rajesh equal to null.
Okay.
Then we do deserialization. We again create object file input stream. Then again we create object file object input stream.
Okay.
Then we do read object.
Okay.
Then the object will be stored in 1, 2, and 3. Then we typecast 1, 2, and 3 to the Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh.
Okay, right. Cool. So we have done
At last we print.
We are printing it, right? So we get so to see whether we have got back the name and all that. So say get name, get ID, and we'll say get I. Correct? No. So get I. What is get I printing? Get I will actually print that the toString method. It will call the toString method and
toString method.
Returning. It is trying to print the object. So when you try to print the object, that object's toString method will be called and will give you some format like that. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Right. So in this, we have to just want to, I just want to show you which constructor would be called first, right? Okay. Coming to the sixth one. Okay.
Sixth one, yes.
So 1 second. Before sixth one, come to page number 208. Come to page number 208. Okay. Let me see where it is given. 1 second. I'll see which point. Special note. Can you read that special note?
If the object has a non-serializable class, somewhere it's up its inheritance
No,
tree.
hold on. Slowly, you read down slowly with meaning.
Okay. If the object has a non-serializable class,
Okay.
somewhere up its inheritance tree.
Hold on. Visualize that. If an object has a non-serializable
Serializable
somewhere
class.
up its inheritance tree. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Continue.
The constructor for that non-serializable class will run along with other constructors above that.
Yeah. Now see page number 219. Come to page number 220. Sorry. Come to page number 220. Come to page number 220. Come to page
Okay.
number 220. Okay. Can you see that class is
Yes.
extends ENT implements
ENT.
serializable? Did you see that?
Correct.
Yes or no? Now class
Yes, yes.
is an object which has implemented serializable. It means it's so any class that has implemented serializable, will its constructor get called once again during the deserialization?
Yes.
No.
No. It will not get called.
Whenever you have a class that has implemented serializable, during the deserialization, its constructor will not be called.
Will
Guys,
not get called. Correct.
this
correct.
is an experienced question. This is not asked for freshers and all that, but I'm preparing you for that. Okay. No. Okay. So that will not be called, isn't it? Right.
Correct.
Now, so, but this class again, read that point special note. Read that special note.
Okay. If the object has a non-serializable class, somewhere up its inheritance tree.
Hold on. Now come back to 220 and see whether this object has a non-serializable class up its inheritance tree.
Yeah. Yes. It has ENT, which is non-serializable.
And a human body, isn't it?
Yes, and the human body. Correct.
Correct. No. So it has this in a, how is it? How is the inheritance tree? How is the inheritance tree? First is I inheriting from ENT, which is inheriting from human body. Isn't
yes.
it? So this
human body is a parent one.
Yeah. So this has implemented serializable. Okay. Now read that special note once again. Read that special note once
It says if the object has a non-serializable class somewhere up its inheritance tree.
Okay. Continue.
The constructor for that non-serializable class will run along with other constructors above that.
Got it? So the constructors for these will definitely run because this is not implemented serializable.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
This is what Java says. I will run the constructor for this because when I'm getting back the object this state will keep it as it is, but the rest would be, what is that? Would be got back to the original state by calling the constructor. Okay. So to prove that, come back. You'll have to think in deep. You'll have to think in deep and work on real-time projects to understand how it works. But I'm just trying to help you out on how it works for now with a small example. Okay. So now we come and can you do that quickly?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have person which implements serializable.
Okay.
Then we have a class human body. Then we have a class. Yeah.
Okay.
We have a class ENT.
We also in that person we have an object is E.
Yes, inside the person class we have object is E.
Okay, so when suppose we are creating, if you are creating an object of person class, then first the is constructor will get called, isn't it?
Correct.
When the is constructor is being called, before calling is constructor, don't you think ENT constructor will be called?
Yes, ENT constructor, yes, will get called.
Yes or no? Yeah, we have done this, Jagannath, earlier.
Yes. The parents has to be created before the
child, isn't it awesome, right? Now, before the ENT constructor gets called, human body constructor has to be called, isn't it?
Yes.
And only then person constructor will get called, correct?
Correct.
Agree, disagree with me? Everyone?
Agreed.
Yes or no? Now, same thing is now, how many objects are we creating of person type?
3 objects, Subhash, Sumesh and Rajesh.
And each object has eyes, isn't it?
Yes.
Now each eyes, you come to page number 20, eyes has been inherited from ENT has been inherited from human body, isn't it?
Human body.
Correct. Now, if that is the case, now tell me which constructor will be called first?
first ENT constructor will get called.
No,
Then
no. Okay, see, it is like this. First is P is containing E, therefore, E's constructor will get called, but E is inherited from ENT, therefore ENT would be called, but ENT is inherited from human body, so
human
first
body.
body's constructor would be called, isn't it?
Correct. Okay.
Got it or not? Or
Correct.
confusing?
Yeah. Got it.
You got it?
Yes.
P has E. Okay, so before constructing P, let me call E is what the JVM will do. Okay, but E is inherited from ENT. So before calling ENT is E's constructor, it will call ENT's constructor. Okay, so
Correct.
then before calling ENTs, okay, I'll have to first call human body, isn't it? Because it is inherited from human body. Correct. Therefore, first human body constructor will be called, then ENT would be called, then E's constructor would be called, and then person constructor would be called, isn't it?
Yes, but I was about to tell that each and every constructor there will be super class.
Exactly,
The compiler.
you're awesome. Yes. So before each constructor, inside each constructor, there would be a super call. That is the reason it calls the super of this.
Yes, so I was about to tell the ENT will be called inside that the super class, so it will go and call the human body constructor.
Correct. Guys, did you understand what Jagannath was saying? Did you understand what Jagannath was saying, guys? Hello. Okay. How does E call ENT? Okay, because there is a super call as the first statement in your constructor, isn't it? Super, very nice. Okay, right. So now, so this set will be for Subhash, the same set will be for Sumesh, and the same another set would be there for Rajesh. Is that happening? Just check out. Jagannath, just check out.
Yes, first human body constructor called is printed, then ENT constructor called is printed, then ICE constructor called is printed. Okay, then again human body constructor.
Person constructor is called. Person constructor is also called.
Yes, I missed it. Yeah, person constructor called, correct.
So
then
those four constructors makes one set for Subhash.
Yes, for one set, correct.
Okay, then again the same four for Sumesh, and then the next four for Rajesh, isn't it?
Yes.
Got it or not?
Got it.
Okay, then what happens is I'm doing serialization. Then I get into the serialization code in the try catch block. Okay, and then I put null to Subhash, Sumesh, and Rajesh, and then again I do the deserialization. So once I do the deserialization, what happens, my dear friends? Okay, so when the deserialization is happening, this is where it gets interesting. When I'm doing deserialization, will it call the constructor for this class and E class?
For serializable class, it should not call the constructor.
It should not call. Whereas the class that is above that will get called, isn't it?
Yes.
And see the output there, it is called.
Yes, it is called.
Human body ENT, human body ENT, human body ENT, because three objects we are deserializing, so therefore it gets called. But for person and DIs, it will not get called. Is that okay?
Okay.
That's all. The concept is quite simple. If you are doing it by yourself, you will find it very difficult, but I've given you step by step in programs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, step by step. Now it will become easy. Guys, is that okay? Hello?
Sir, explain deserialization once again, sir.
Deserialization. Who is this?
Harnath, sir, Harnath.
What do you want me to explain?
Human body ENT constructor called, you said no, sir. I didn't understand, sir.
Okay, 1 second, wait.
Okay.
You want whole deserialization or only the deserialization of this one? Harinath?
Yes, sir. Only this one, sir.
Okay, come to page number 208. Then page number 208.
Yes, sir, I am in, sir. In 208, sir.
In 208, what is the special note?
If the object has a non-serializable class, somewhere up to its inheritance tree, the constructor for that non-serialized class will run along with other constructors.
Okay, so keep answering my question, okay?
Okay.
Now, do you, when you're doing deserialization, do you think the deserialized class constructor will be called?
Yes, sir. For deserialization, it will not call, sir. But here they said that it will call, sir.
Why? Because these fellows are not deserialized. I mean, these are not implemented serializable. Did you see? Human body and ENT have implemented serializable, whereas IES has implemented serializable.
Yes, sir.
Harinath, do you understand?
Yes, sir, I understood, sir.
Because this is implemented serializable, for this one the construct will not be called. But as these fellows implemented serializable?
No, sir. Not
No. So
implemented, sir.
yeah, that is why the constructor for these two will get called is what I said.
Okay, sir. For serializable, it will not run. For others, it will run.
It will run. Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. For others, yeah, fine. Okay. So now, so guys, I think we have completed serialization and deserialization. We'll quickly go through some classes for writing a file into a string and all that. Very simple ones. Is that okay? Hello.
Okay.
We'll do that. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
so Jagannath, what is the first one?
How to write a string to a file.
Okay, so guys, keep marking whatever I'm saying. Okay, there is nothing much to explain over here. Okay, so we have a class called as file writer, which is used for representing an file. Okay, so new file writer will represent one file. Okay, now Jagannath, what do you mean by that FW?
FW is object of type file writer.
Yeah, so that FW is representing whom? FW is
It's
representing whom? It is representing
it's
that.
a file write object of file writer.
Correct. So what is he's represents FW is representing whom? It is representing
Representing
sample.
sample.txt file.
Yes,
Yes.
we are writing sample.txt. Okay, when we write file writer, fw is equal to new file writer, and we are giving to which file it is referring to. So now this file writer is actually referring to a file sample.txt. So I want to write Subhash programming classes into that file. So instead of writing it into a file directly, we actually write it using the object fw.write. Okay, now so when we write fw.write internally, that Subhash programming classes would be saved in the file sample.txt. Is that okay, guys? And then you can close the file. Okay, so when you open the file, what happens is lot of resources would be given at the kernel level for your file, isn't it, my dear friends? Like your file descriptors, your inode table, and all such kind of things would be generated. So when you say fw.close, all your inode table and all your buffers and everything would be given back. Okay, right. So output is this program would create a file sample.txt and write the string Subhash programming class in it. Okay, if you can open that file and see, it will be there, right? So that sample.txt is a file which is there in the current directory. So if your file is present somewhere else, then take that path and put it over there in place of sample.txt. Guys, is that okay? Hello, guys, is that okay?
Okay.
Hello, okay, right. Now, can you tell me the next one? What happens?
How to list the contents of a directory.
Okay, what do you mean by a directory, by the way?
Folder.
Yeah, directory is nothing but a folder, isn't it? Okay, say for example, let me write the folder over here. I will call folder as Jagannath for now, first folder. Okay, Jagannath. Okay, Jagannath, this is one folder, Jagannath. Inside Jagannath folder, we will have say multiple files. No, we'll have one.c, or we will have one.java, and we have some other files called as say one.cpp or something like that. Okay, so these are files. Okay, now so what is the next one? Continue.
Next one, we create object f of type file.
Okay, guys, one thing I
And
want to
we
tell you, yeah, one thing which I want to tell you is that understand the fact that, okay, each, whether it is a folder or a file, for your operating system, both are considered as files only. Guys, you're understanding what I'm saying? For you, it is a folder and the other one is a Java file, C file. But for the operating system, anything and everything that understands is always in terms of files only, right? For your operating system, even your keyboard is a file. For you, it is a hardware. But for your operating system, keyboard is also a file. Your desktop is also a file. Your normal file is also a file. Everything it considers as file. It will only divide it will have classification of files. Okay, so for your hardware and all, it will consider as your device file. Okay, no, and for your folders, it will it will consider it as a directory file, and this is your text file or your binary file. Like that, it will actually make a difference. Is that okay, my dear friends? Hello. So if I want to represent one file in Java, then I will have to make use of the class called as file. Okay, so Jagannath, can you continue from there?
Yes. So we create a file f of type file.
Okay.
Then we pass argument as a sample directory. Is
We are
name of
just
directory.
passing okay, that is the name of the directory. So it is like as if the program is there in this folder, this okay, let me give one more abstraction to it. Okay, so this is one more folder. I'll call it as Subhash. I'll call it as Subhash folder. Okay, and I am assume, guys, this is one folder. Okay, This is one folder. Inside this folder, there is Jagannath folder. Inside Jagannath folder, there are so many files. Guys, is that okay?
Okay.
Guys, do you understand the hierarchy over here? Subhash is one folder. That is a directory. In Unix, you call it as directory. Directory, okay? Inside the Subhash directory, there is one more directory called as Jagannath. So along with this Jagannath, I have Jagannath directory. I have also written one file called as, listing directory test.java. Listing directory test.java listing. Okay, this file is also there, right? Now inside this file I've written this code, my dear friends. Inside this file I've written, okay, let me make it look very more this one. Instead of Jagannath, I will call it as sample directory. Inside sample directory. Okay, so Firasat, can you unmute yourself quickly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you tell me how this structure looks like? First, where is it? What is there?
Subhash, sir.
Subhash directory is there. Inside the directory folder, what is there? There are two files, correct? No?
Sample directory and listing directory it is.
Test.java. Complete
Yes,
that.
sir.
There are two files,
Test.
Prasad. One is sample
Yes.
directory, the other one is
Directory.
listing directory. But sample directory is what kind of file? It is a directory file.
Directory file.
And that directory file can hold other directories and files, isn't it?
Yes, yes, sir.
So I have a top level Subhash directory, a file called as Subhash, which is nothing but a directory. Inside the directory, I have one more directory as well as a file. Two files are there in Subhash.
Yes.
One is a normal file, the other one is a directory file.
Yes.
Inside that, I have three normal files. Is that okay?
Yes, okay, sir.
Rasat, understood?
Yes, sir,
Okay,
understood.
Jagannath will start once again.
Then we have if condition.
Huh.
We call function is directory, method is directory.
So first we are making in our program, we are referring to the sample directory as F,
Directory.
isn't it?
Yes.
This is F. Okay, so I'm giving one name to the sample directory as F in my Java. I'm making it as an object now. Correct? No? Right. Now
Correct.
what am I doing? Now what is F? When I say F in my program, what does it mean? It means it is a sample directory, correct?
It represents sample directory.
Yeah, when in my program, if I say F, it means it is representing this file, that is sample directory. Yes or no, my dear friends? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, what about others, guys? In my program, if I'm saying F, because I've made F to point to sample directory, isn't it? So if whenever I say F, it means I'm referring to sample directory, correct now? Okay, so what is the, Jagannath, what is the name of this program? How to list the contents of a directory, correct now?
Correct.
So if I want to list the files in a directory, first of all, the file should be representing to a directory, no?
Yes.
Can a file contain another file?
A file will not contain another file.
Yeah,
File
so
will have only data.
Yeah. So directory can contain another file, no?
Yes, directory can have files, list of files.
So when I want to write a program to list the contents of a directory, then the file that I'm referencing to must be a directory, no?
Yes.
If that file is not a directory, will I be able to list the directory?
No.
You're understanding what I'm saying, guys? Hello? If I want to list the directory, first of all, the file that I'm representing to must be a directory, no? If F is representing to this, can I list the directory of this? No, right? A file cannot contain a file. Only a directory can contain another directory, isn't it? So that is what I'm doing, the if condition. Okay, I'm saying F dot is directory. I'm asking, is this F? Is it a directory? Is what I'm asking. Guys, do you understand?
Yes. If I don't check is directory, then I will.
You will not be able
runtime.
to. No. You will not get runtime error. But when you're trying to do F dot list, you will get a runtime error.
Okay, without checking if it is a directory or
because
not.
you are trying to apply a method list on a normal file.
Normal file. Okay.
Okay, no. So I am making sure that the F is a directory. Only then I don't want to get some runtime error and all that. Is that okay?
Okay.
So first I'm seeing whether the sample directory is a what is that? Is a directory or not?
Directory.
If it returns true, then I'll enter into it. After enter into it, what I'll do? I'll do F dot list. And if it is a directory, when I do F dot list, you know what happens? 1.c, 1.java, 1.cpp, whatever files are there, its names will go and sit as an array into that string. Is that okay?
Correct. Okay.
Okay. And then using a for loop, I'm printing the values of that list. That's all.
List.
So in this way, I'll list all the contents of a directory. Is that okay, guys? Yes, you can, Shaker. You can. You can. Okay. Is that okay? Right. Now, what's the next one, Jagannath?
How to create a directory?
Yeah. How to create a directory? See, I've given you over there. Okay, so it's very simple.
Yes.
I'll just say chapter 1 and I'm saying mkdir. Mkdir in the sense make a directory. Okay,
Okay.
it's a make a directory. Okay, what is the next one?
How to find my current path name of my file.
Yeah,
Path name of my file.
I have a file, but I don't know what is my path /usr/desktop/ where is it, right? So in that case, you'll have something called as f.get absolute path. So it will give you the current path where it is. Okay.
Okay, so the chapter 1 file will be in the current directory where the Java program runs.
The chapter 1 would be there. Yes, exactly, correct. Yes, where the program is running, exactly, where that file absolute path test is present. No, there, that one.
Okay, so it is nothing.
Wherever absolute path test file is present, no, there this chapter 1 is present, and it will give me that exact path of that.
Okay.
Okay. Right. How to delete a file? How to delete a file? You can see that f.delete is given. Okay, guys, this last one is quite interesting. So listen to me carefully. Last one is
Buffer reader.
okay. Yeah, I will tell you what do you mean by what is the difference between buffered reader and your normal file reader. Listen to me, guys. Okay. Hello, are you listening to me? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so buffered reader is basically more faster. There are many classes in Java, guys. There are many classes in Java to do this reading activity, and buffered reader is told to be very faster when you are actually reading blocks. Okay, it means, let me give you an analogy. Okay, if suppose you are going to if you are there, okay, this is your car here. Okay, this is your car. This is your car which is parked outside your what is that, shopping complex or shopping mart, or what do you call that, yeah, that where you get vegetables and all, no? More and all that.
Supermarket.
A supermarket, yes. So this is your supermarket. Okay, this is your supermarket. Fine. This is your supermarket. I'll call it as more or something. Okay. Now your car is parked outside. Okay. And Jagannath, you want to buy your monthly groceries. Okay. You want to buy your monthly groceries. Now you will want to buy your, what is that? You want to buy your toothbrush, your, vegetables, your fruits, and, you want to buy ice cream, and a lot of things are there. Okay. So there are two ways in which you can do it. First method is that, okay, you can take a toothbrush, come to the billing counter, pay the bill, come out, keep the brush over here, again go back, then take vegetables, then pay the money, then again come back, keep the vegetables here, then again come back, take the fruits, again come back, then again you'll go for some other cosmetics or something, you'll go there, again come back, then you'll go to some juice section. So will you do this? This is the first method. Second method is that, as shown in the picture over there in page number 224, you will have a cart. You will have a cart where you will put all the things at a time. Okay, and then you'll come out and put everything at a time, into a car. What will you do?
The second one is more efficient. We'll have everything.
Everything, and you can put that into the car, isn't it?
Yes.
Buffered reader does that. You getting it? When you're trying to read from a file, okay, so your buffered reader will try to take a block size. Okay, no, it takes a block of data together and keeps it in a buffer. That is why it is called as a buffered reader. Okay, no, and then based on that, it comes and it gives you based on whatever you want a read line, or you want to do a read, or whatever it is, it will give you entire data. That's all. That is what is called as your buffered reader. Buffered reader is used to collect a bunch of data together first. That is more efficient. Is what buffered reader does. Okay. So I think you can go and read buffered reader's Java API documentation. You'll get more details about it. Right? Nothing much. These are all standard APIs. Is that okay, guys? Hello, guys. How was the session today? So let us finish off true or false quickly. Okay. So serial. Okay, you continue, no, Jagannath?
Yeah. Serializable is a marker interface. Yes.
Okay. Next.
Instance variable that are declared transient are not serialized. True.
Yeah. Next.
If an instant variable is a reference to an other object, then even the reference variable class should implement serializable.
Yeah.
Instant variable.
True, no?
Yes.
True. Doubt?
Yeah, true.
Have some doubt?
No, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Object output stream is a connection oriented stream. True.
Next.
Object input stream is a chain oriented stream.
False.
False. Okay, it is also a connection oriented stream.
Yeah.
During deserialization, the
Okay.
constructor for deserialized object constructor starts running. No, false.
Okay.
Fill in the blanks. Object input stream is an example of a connection oriented stream.
Okay.
To avoid serializing an instance variable, make it as transient.
Okay.
File input system is an example of a connection oriented stream,
No,
right?
no, chain stream.
Chain stream, okay. The transient variable are given a value of null for the object reference and respective
default values for primitives.
default values for primitives. Okay.
Okay. Cool. So how was the session, my dear friends? Anusha says awesome. So Jagannath, how was the session?
Yes, it was interesting.
It was interesting. Guys,
Yes.
my sincere suggestion to you all, serialization, deserialization, no fresher can answer in an interview. I can write and give you. I've taken so many interviews for, of freshers, my dear friends. No one could actually answer in so detail about serialization and deserialization. They know nothing. Okay, no, you guys are already 3 to 4, 5 steps ahead than all the people, but I want you to be revise and do it. Is that okay? So after the class in the WhatsApp group, I'm going to give you assignments for the next week. I think most probably next week would be the last week for our Java session. I think we have completed 2 months, isn't it? Right? So after completing the next week course, then your interview preparation will start, where I will not be taking class, but I will be guiding you what kind of questions you'll have to prepare. Is that okay? Right? So I think next week we'll have a last week of our classes. Okay. So I am going to start giving you assignment for this entire month. I'll be giving you assignments. Okay. So that I want you to be completely prepared with the Java. Is that okay? So February, by the time you come to February 1st, right now, Niveta, 2 months went very fastly, sir. Yeah, I understand. Right. So by February 1st, you should be excellent in Java. That is my goal. Okay. So next week we'll finish up the class. Some 3-4 chapters are there. And after that, I will start your interview preparation. Is that okay, my dear friends? Okay. I mean, when I say interview preparation, I will not be taking live classes. Okay. I'll try to, help you offline. Okay. Offline, I'll be trying to help you. Is that okay? But don't worry, I am there with you guys. You will definitely crack all Java interviews. Is that okay? So please put in effort. Serialization and deserialization, no one can answer, my dear friends. And only you guys have the material with you. So make sure that, you go through that once again completely. And page number 208 is very important. Please mark it as important, my dear friends. Page number 208 is very, very important. Okay, no? Right? So please mark it as important and read it once again. Okay. Chalo. So having said that, take care. Bye-bye. No, good night. Happy Shankranti to you all once again. Bye-bye. Hope I spoiled your Shankranti. Chalo. Take care. Bye, guys. See you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.